Alright, good morning. It is 20 to 10. School was canceled because there's like a 100-kilometer wind out there. And usually they don't cancel stuff like this. Like, it's been snowing and blowing, and it's not even bad out. Yesterday was even worse than today, but they didn't, well, there was no, yeah, there was school yesterday. You can see it blowing off the hill over there. I still have my little elf that Michelle got us a couple years ago. He's dancing in the window, but yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead, I think, make a couple chips with the potatoes. And I've been craving like Chinese food, so I'm gonna make some. I took out some chicken, and I just made a concoction here with like some cornstarch and some rice flour and potato starch and stuff like that, just so that it was gluten free. Once I cut my chicken up, I will coat it in cornstarch just to dry it up, and then I'll do like an egg wash into this, and then I will deep fry them. Then I will let them sit, and I'm gonna make a sauce for them. I'm not sure what kind of sauce yet, and then I'm gonna probably just serve that over rice. It's not going to be a big fancy schmancy Chinese dinner or nothing, but I've just been craving chicken like that, so I might leave a couple just chicken balls by themselves, and then I'll have some, like, I don't know, honey garlic chicken balls or something like that to go over the rice, and we'll see what else we can come up with. But that is what I am doing today. Like I said, I just added some A&W spice in there. I had some of my chives that I added in there. I added some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, some celery seed, whatever I had up in my pantry. I'm running low on certain items, so my breadcrumbs, but I'm not going to add those because they're not gluten-free. Got my lemon. A lot of this stuff I dehydrated myself. So, and then up there is just my coffee and my rice, my honey and all that. So, there's a lot of stuff that I need to stock up on, spice-wise. So, I'm going to go ahead and slice some potatoes, and then I'll be back. So, I have all my potatoes cut up here. I'm going to fry those up, and while I'm frying those up, I'm going to try to prepare my chicken over there, cube that up, and just run the grease the one time. So, and then I'm going to season up the fries, or the chips, with A&W sauce. And I got my pan over here. When they come out, I'll put them in here, let them drip, and then I will transfer them into this big pan, and we'll probably just munch on them all day. So, that is what I'm doing at 10 o'clock this morning. I just have my chicken in here, defrosting enough, not completely thawed, but because it's easier to work with when it's a little bit frozen. I have 2 eggs in here, and I'm going to add a little tiny bit of Frank's Red Hot sauce. And then here I have, that's my mixture that I'm going to, the final mixture with all the spices. This is just cornstarch and a little bit of the A&W spice. That's just to more or less dry the chicken, and then I'm going to dip it in there and dip it in here, and I made like double dip it, but I will see how much I end up with. And then I'm going to let them set for a little while, and whenever I'm done with the fries, I will just add them into the grease and fry them up, and then I'll let them cool, and I'll keep some for supper, just like as chicken balls, and I'll do some in a honey garlic sauce. Alright, so it's kind of hard to vlog and deep fry stuff and all that at the same time, so I didn't really vlog very much, but these are the chicken balls that still have to go in. I have a batch here that is cooking. I just gotta kind of separate them, sometimes they get stuck together. These are the chicken balls that are done so far. And then these are the chips. Now when I started off, obviously my grease was dirty and I didn't realize, and some of them are a little darker, and then I filtered my grease, and then I made some obviously better looking chips. So I got my chips and that, and I'll be glad to be done with the grease because it stinks. Probably open the window and air it out a little bit in here. I'm going to give everything a good wash down. I've been keeping up with my dishes. This is just the stuff that come from like the chicken. I'm going to give that a good soak and wash that all up. I had to sweep my floor. There's the pile of dirt that come from down here where I was cooking. I'll have to wash down my cupboards a little bit in the front of my stove. But yeah, after this is done cooking, I'm going to let my grease cool. And I usually keep the grease, the pan of the grease inside my oven, just out of the way. So I'll put all that away and give everything a good scrub down because it's very greasy. So I'll be back and I'll show you whenever I'm all done. So there's everything all done. It's 12:15. I ended up with quite a bit of chicken, so I'll probably keep some, like I said, for supper, just plain. I'll put some in a like a honey garlic sauce that I'll make up later on, and whatever's left I will probably maybe just pop in the freezer so that next time we want some chicken we can just take it out and heat it up on a baking tray and it'll be ready. So they turned out really good. There's my chips. So I put the grease away, I washed everything up. My dishes are all done. Just watching a Christmas movie. So that is it for bacon in the kitchen. Okay, so I made a honey garlic sauce. It was just I put brown sugar, soy sauce, garlic, honey, and brown sugar, I believe. And then I just added some cornstarch and water to thicken it up. Now I'm just gonna I just added some of my chicken. I'm just gonna let that simmer together for a little while, just until some of the chicken absorbs some of that sauce. And then I got some chicken here that's left over that if people don't want that, well, then they can have that. I'll make some rice to go with that, and that is going to be tonight's supper. So there's my rice and honey garlic chicken. There's a ton of it left here. There's a couple pieces of it there. So I'm going to go and have my supper, and it's going to be good.